The first drill on the list is the Mikan Drill. Now, this is a great drill to use to get warmed up. You get a lot of touches around the basket, and it will really help you become a better finisher and gain more confidence around the rim. The key here is to keep the ball above your shoulders. Generally, I want your elbows shoulder high. You take 2 steps, the proper steps. So when you're going to the right, it's right, left. When you're going to the left, it's left, right. So this is the reverse Mikan. Same exact principles. Again, we want to keep that ball high. We want to keep our elbows up. We want to take the regular proper steps. Right, left, shooting over my right shoulder with my right hand. Left, right, shooting over my left shoulder with my left hand. This is a really good drill once you've mastered the basic Mikan to kind of challenge yourself a little bit more. Again, this is going to help you build confidence around the rim. And being a post player, sometimes you're not going to be squared up to the basket. You'll have to shoot shots over your head, over your shoulder. This is a great way to start getting familiar with the different angles on the backboard. Now we're moving on to our touch shots. So this is essentially just a really close shot around the basket. It's kind of in between a floater, a hook shot, a jump shot. I just call them touch shots. If you want, your touch shot can be overhead hook, but you need to have an easy go-to move around the block, around the paint. It's not a layup because sometimes you're not going to be able to out-muscle your defender. So I always like to warm up LJ with these turnaround hooks, these turnaround touch shots, just to get very comfortable and have a go-to shot that you can rely on in a pinch. Anytime you're doing these warm-ups, make sure you're incorporating proper footwork. So if you notice here, as soon as she catches the ball, she takes a semi-drop step, and then she's taking her touch shot around the basket. Super, super important to try to do as many of these shots, drills, workouts with both hands. It's super important, post players, that you're able to use your right hand and your left hand. You don't want to limit yourself and put yourself in tough situations where you're only able to use your right hand or your strong hand.
You know how to do this already. I got to make a game like, here we go. Think about what you're doing, go hard, make your 10, and then you go move on to the next. Good footwork, stay low. Good. Nice.
LJ is what we call a stretch 4. Long-term plan in college, she's probably going to be a little more on the wing. Even on her high school team already, they've got 3 bigs, so she sometimes is around the 3-point line with potential to be able to put the ball on the floor and attack the basket off the dribble. So with her workout and this workout, we also want to start incorporating moves off the dribble. This first one's going to be a basic Euro step, a must-have for anybody who plays on the wing. Again, you want to make sure you do things both directions. The details here for me with the Euro step, I try to teach players move the ball shoulder to shoulder. I know in this last example here, she didn't do that, and I think I corrected her on that. We want to move the ball shoulder to shoulder. We're in a stronger position. We're more compact, and then the defense has a less chance of swiping at that basketball when it's around your head. A lot of times players do Euro step, the ball is way extended from the body, or the ball is super low. Players now, defenders are going to get hands on that basketball, and you're less likely to get that foul call. So let's try to keep that basketball shoulder to shoulder. A little low right there. I want to drive my knee up whenever I jump off the ground as well. This next one's a little advanced. This is called the Swingstep. To me, one of my most favorite moves, super deadly. A lot of different situations that you can use this move. The difference between a swing step and a Euro step here, I'll slow it down, is when you perform a swing step, you are essentially taking both steps in the same direction. So once LJ picks up the ball, she's going right, left. Now for me, she picked up the ball a little too early. You want to make sure you pick up that basketball when you take your first step. Now, dribbling with your left hand and swinging to the right side is a little difficult because you're starting off with your weak hand. Tips here for this move is once you take that power dribble, you want to kick that left leg across your right body as well as throw that basketball from the left side to the right side. I want to throw the ball in the direction that I want to travel to. I want to face my chest in the direction I want to travel to. So LJ was having trouble here because she kept her chest squared up to the basket. And in this case, we're trying to run to the block right now, and then we're going to adjust when we jump in the air and face the basket. Now we're using the swing step as we drive baseline. You've got your defender on your hip, and then maybe the big on the block steps up. So we're gonna use the swing step to make a hard, almost 90-degree turn and swing step into space, into the middle of the floor. And then we're gonna take a short touch shot. Now we move on to form shooting. If you've trained with me, one thing that I'm really big on is form shooting and shooting form. Shooting is such an important skill. It can get you paid, it can get you a scholarship, it can open up a lot of things for your game, for your teammate, and for your career. I take shooting extremely, extremely serious. For me, keys for shooting, a nice high set point. I like to start off on my pickup 90 degrees with my shooting arm and my guide hand, my guide arm. I want to bring that ball up to 90 degrees. My elbow is about shoulder level. The ball should be forehead or higher. And then an easy snap of the wrist at the top. Not too much extra stuff going on with my offhand. I would do something like 5 makes in 5 spots or 10 makes in 3 spots. Whatever you feel like you need to get those reps in. Now we're getting into catch and shoots. Just like it sounds, you're going to pass the ball to yourself with a backspin, and you're going to step into your shot and take 2 steps. I would suggest going with left-right as your footwork if you're right-handed, and then right-left with your footwork if you're left-handed, because that's generally going to be your dominant footwork. Obviously, if you feel comfortable, you have the ability to alternate. Today we did 25 makes, I believe, from random spots. So literally she would get her rebound and just back up or go to whatever spot she felt like shooting the ball from. We started 16 feet in, and then she would throw the ball. So she probably was shooting anywhere from 12 to 13 foot jumpers. Her feet were in the paint. This is a great way to double down on your form shooting that you just got done doing. We're shooting the ball close enough to where you can really focus and emphasize on your form. So for her, I was trying to make sure she caught the basketball super low. She was activating her hips. We were getting into rhythm, going down and then exploding back up, making sure that our elbows got shoulder high, making sure that ball was above our forehead, our eyebrow. Now we struggled with this next one. These were 1 dribble pull-ups. Now we're catching the ball at the 3-point line, taking 1 long rip through, probably getting to about a 15, 16 foot jumper. The big emphasis here for me is rhythm, okay? So I'm gonna slow down this clip and we're gonna take a look at something. So if you notice here, LJ picked up the basketball and then brought it back down. This is not a good transfer of energy. What I teach is we pick up the basketball when we take our second step. So once you take that dribble, you take your first step. As you take your second step, you should be squatting down and your second hand goes on the basketball.
the ball too early.
Now from this point, all my energy is going up in the same direction. But in the previous clip that we talked about that I slowed down, she caught the basketball, then she was still going down, and then she had to go back up. So the rhythm is just off. This next clip right here is a good example of what I like to see. She did a better job of waiting to pick up the basketball later than earlier. This way, her rhythm and her energy is more in line with her hips and her body.
It's a real ball handling right here. Quick, stay low, stay low, stay lower, stay lower. Yep, stay low. Stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low. Good. Work. Big guard, big guard, big guard. Come on, come on. Handle it, handle it, handle it, handle it. There. Work, work, work. It's not gonna be perfect. Stay low, stay low, stay low. Wide feet. Wide feet, stay low. Right back to it, right back to it. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. Yeah. You're not gonna call. And the goal is to not to have to use all of these. We're just doing this. Why?
Oh, to get all the reps in.
To get all the reps in. We're training right now.
So for this next drill, I was trying to explain to LJ that we're trying to do a bunch of different moves, a bunch of different footwork in one set. This way we get a bunch of reps in one shot. With post players, it's extremely important. You've got to have your fakes, you've got to have your pivots, and you want to have your shows.
One shot is open, I'm going to shoot it, but if it's not, I got my counter. These are just all your counters that you got. After that, you should probably kick the ball out.
Shot fake, we drove, we showed, we pivoted and shot faked again, and then did a step.
Jump off a 2. After that, you should probably kick the ball out. Yeah, you gotta go both ways. It's completely different on the other side. You need to look at the rim on that shot fake. On that first shot fake, I gotta look at the rim. I'm looking at the rim over my shoulder. Everything is stay squared up to where you were going initially. Nice. Exaggerated a little bit more on that show going baseline. Nice, nice. There we go. Now, sell everything a little bit harder this time. Sell it harder, not faster, harder. Good. Perfect. 2 of them on camera, so that. Try to be lower. Try to be lower on everything because they're gonna be pushing on you.